Before we start the meeting, we have a small protocol. Meeting call to order. So at the outset, we'll have the Rotary prayer by Rotarian Mayeshwar.
Rotary prayer. O God, creator of all things, Father of mankind, we thank thee for inspiring our founder with principles of Rotary based on high ideals of morality. We implore thee to help us, Rotarians, to imbibe deeply the true Rotary spirit and to labor incessantly for the establishment of peace and goodwill among all people, for the elimination of all bars of color, creed, and clime, for the removal of economic and social barriers, and for the proper understanding of the sanctity of human personality and the dignity of labor, so that all individuals, all families, and all nations may live in amity and fellowship and unite around thy holy feet and hail thee as though truly art our one true, eternal, and ever-loving Father. Rotary four-way test. The test asks the following questions. Of the things we think, say, or do, is it the truth? Is it fair to all concerned? Will it build goodwill and better friendships? Will it be beneficial to all concerned? Thank you.
Thank you. So now I welcome all Rotarians. Speaker for the day, Dr. K. Anand Kumar, who is the Managing Director of India Immunological Limited. Our Secretary, Rotarian Vivekanand, all guests in the hall, all guests online, all Rotarians, Protractors, Inner Wheel members, a warm welcome to one and all. So for Rotary last weekend, or in fact last Monday, on the 2nd of August, we had an entrepreneur talk. It was delivered by our Rotarian Sivagane Sanjayan, he spoke of a great entrepreneur, Kishore Biyani. He's the founder and CEO of Big Bazaar. And from Pantaloon to Big Bazaar, how Kishore Biyani built and sold his iconic brands, the Future Group, and finally sold it out to Reliance. So it was a good talk. Thank you and congrats to Rotarian Sivagane Sanjay. Then during the week, on Friday, that is on the 6th of August, Rotary International had a very great event. A world record Rotary Specialty Hospital was handed over to the Dean of the Government Medical College Erode. It was built in a very short while, a 400-bedded super specialty COVID hospital at Perundurai. And later in the evening, a President, Secretary, and Treasurer, we attended the function by the RI President, Rotarian Shekhar Mehta, and it was a beautiful gathering where about 500 Rotarians were there, and there were a lot of activities honoring clubs and honoring new members, those who have inducted many new members. So that was a great function we had on Friday. Then again on Friday and Saturday, that is on 6th and 7th, we have 6 Rotary clubs here under our Rotary Pollachi. And these 6, out of the 5 clubs, their presidents and secretaries attended the called POTS, where the presidents and secretaries have their training session. It was a 2-day session in a resort at Vadaval. So, and I think one of our Rotractors from Uirme has got the best Rotractor at the training also. So congrats to them. And today we have a speaker meeting. And so I request our Rotarian Mayeshwar to formally introduce our chief guest, speaker for the day.
Thank you, President. Dr. K. Anand did his master's in microbiology from PSG College of Arts and Sciences, Coimbatore, and went on to do his post-doctoral degree in microbiology from Indian Council of Medical Research, ICMR, located in Pondicherry. He has over 28 years of experience in biotechnology, pharma, and vaccine industry. Dr. Kumar is currently the Managing Director at Indian Immunologicals Limited, Hyderabad, which is one of the largest producer of human and animal vaccines in Asia. He is also the director at its subsidiary Pristine Biologicals located at New Zealand. He has worked for more than a decade outside India in pharma giants such as Pfizer Global. Dr. Kumar is associated with many professional bodies. He is a member of National Biotechnology Committee with CII. He was a member of Pharma Committee with the FICCI, Executive Committee member of Parenteral Drug Association, PDA, serving on the expert panel of Indian Pharmacopoeia and United States Pharmacopoeia, and so on. He is recognized as one of the top 40 influencers in the Indian biopharmaceutical industry. We are much delighted to have such an accomplished personality speaking to us today. The stage is all yours, Doctor. Thank you.
So, Dr. K. Anand Kumar, it's all yours.
Yeah, thanks a lot for the kind introduction. Good evening, everybody. It's a pleasure to be among all of you tonight. And is audible? Am I audible?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Okay. So, as I said, though I have had an opportunity to speak in many forums outside, but actually speaking to people from Pollachi, it's a different kind of experience altogether, and I'm really going to enjoy every moment of this evening. Thanks a lot for COVID-19 and what are the control strategies that we are going to adopt to overcome this. So I have a presentation which is about 39 slides.
No, you can take your time, maybe 20 minutes or 30 minutes.
It's coming from May 15.
Do we open that?
Sir,
and then
sir, I think we have made you the host.
Hmm? I want to open my screen. Where? Please?
Yes.
Okay. So good. First and foremost, I really have to place on record appreciation to what Rotary done, especially related to vaccination, and that you people have put to completely get polio from our country. So it's a very, very significant thing that we have done. India has been polio free for quite a few years now. And thanks a lot for the effort that has been put in by the Rotarians. So what I will cover, I'll just cover generally what are infectious diseases, what they are, what are the risk and complications, measures to prevent. In general, I will vaccine about the scenario, and we will report COVID, the virus. We'll talk about immune mechanisms and strategies adopted to control COVID-19. India and what immunology is doing to control this disease. Then I'll just briefly touch upon will all this end, and we'll also see what are the lessons that we learned through this pandemic. Sorry. So briefly, I'll just introduce our company. Indian Immunologicals Limited, as you know, is a subsidiary of the National Dairy Development Board. Our company to market in the sense that right from R&D till marketing, we do everything by ourselves. We were established in 1982. We were registered under the company in 19. One of the largest of human and animal vaccines in Asia. We have 4 manufacturing plants, 2 are in Hyderabad, 1 is in Ooty, and we have a plant in New Zealand as well. All our plants comply to all norms, but all plants are zero discharge facilities. We are affiliated with SAP, ANA, and we have extensive networks. We are a producer of human vaccine and vaccine used in under permanent, but we also close contract labor. And the company been growing at compounded annual rate of 20 in the last 5 years. Several innovations to our credit. We have vaccines. We have for viruses, we have for bacteria, we have protozoans, and we are in the world of the vaccine. Our revenues in 1922 was 96 crores, and the profit before tax 345. We have a DSIR approved R&D center with collaborations with all institutes for high standards of quality, and also the pharma vaccine company that has 100 payment by our goods. So that cannot be provided all our customers believe in that we make and also the quality that we do. Export to near countries, we are known for affordable pricing and we are known for CSR activities. We also do a lot of contract manufacturing for other companies like Sun, Evans and Bharat. So briefly, we'll just see infectious diseases. What are they? Infectious diseases are various mechanisms like bacteria and proteins. Infectious disease can be transmitted person to person several ways, either contact or by contaminated water, being exposed to organism through also by or other. That contact includes person-to-person transmission, people-to-person transmission. These zoonotic diseases, you may see that 70% of all diseases are animal to humans, including the scope. Direct contact when you touch a surface is already connected, whether it's a knob or seat. With global warming, see that there will be a problem insect to transmit these diseases. We did farming, we got a lot of experts from around the world to understand what is the disease in future. They all had to a conclusion that it would all insect. So we mosquitoes, malaria, chikungunya, and water is another a single source create havoc of various bacteria, especially like salmonella, which you all familiar with poultry, people would know all this. Bacterial infections include streptococcus, tuberculosis, diphtheria. Viral infections include COVID-19, dengue, chikungunya, polio, measles, fungal infections include ringworm and aphids. Infections include malaria, infestation as ascaris. Now, what are risk factors and complications? In general, all are susceptible to infectious diseases. Healthy individuals with good immune system can overcome in a short period of time, whereas children under 5 and the elderly are more susceptible because of the underdeveloped and waning immune system. Individuals in steroid immunosuppressive treatment, especially patients, they are all at high risk. Individuals have certain cancer that affects the immune system are also at high risk. Malnutrition and worm infestation lead to very, very poor immunity. Pre-existing such as diabetes, BP, people with those kind of conditions succumb to COVID. Especially. Complications of infectious disease will be over a short period of such as cold, whereas become life some infections lead to cancer, such as pylori, cancer, HPV causes cancer, hepatitis B causes liver cancer. I think that prevention is always better than cure. The attitude of most of the people after comes kind of attitude which is not good. So cleanliness and hygiene are paramount. Washing is very, very important. Employees and children who are sick should remain at home because these are infectious diseases which can spread from people to people. Employees, in those days, it was very, very, it was more loyalty to employer by even though I came to work, but you should not have those kind of not a measure of life. Actually, person coming in the company will make others also sick. A sick child coming into the school will make others sick. So I think we should not measure by these kind of all of the food has well and like in India we need to have in every we have this pressure cooker. Some for some reason we say 3 whistles and then it cooks it. So practice being selfish was personal is okay. Healthy lifestyle with exercise and nutritious. Avoid visits, especially in this virus areas, hospitals. Keep the inside and outside of home clean because there's a tendency in us that we try to keep the inside clean and then throw everything to the outside. Walls, whatever you put microorganisms from outside. See, all helpers and servants have to maintain good hygiene. You have to take care of their health, your health. Because if they are sick, they are in your children to elderly house. Stress brings your immunity levels down, and financial and emotional worries will cause health worries. Vaccination is the most effective intervention to control infectious diseases. So let's look at the basics of vaccine. What is immunity? Our body is gifted and it differentiates between self and foreign. Foreign is viewed as a threat to our body. Our immune system acts to remove it from our body. Germs and we are living beings, and it is in the interest of both to live. As much as we want to live, the bacteria and other germs also have an interest to survive and live. So our body, as a defense mechanism, makes germ. So our body makes antibodies which are these antibodies to destroy foreign germs. Sometimes making this antibodies will take some time. So if it takes a long time, then the germ will gain an upper hand and then it will cause disease. So it is this crucial period as to who whether it's a battle between the germ and us. If you are able to mount a very good immune response at a very short period of time, then we will get an after after the infection and we will be immune. Next time we the same germ, then our immune system, our response will be much more faster. So what is a vaccine? So vaccine contains the same germs or parts of the germ that cause disease, but the germs in the vaccine are in a killed or weakened form and hence do not cause. Our body makes antibodies to the specific germ when a vaccine is given. Protect us from future infection when we are exposed to the germ. Administration of vaccine is like training exercise to the body to act super. So this is just a diagrammatic picture of.
Slide board.
Pardon? Hello.
You can go ahead, sir. I think it was just someone unmuted, maybe.
Just it's on how so the things bodies when they are produced, they just go and bind the green, which is the virus, and so when they bind to the virus, then they block all the cells by which the virus can attach cells. So if antibodies are not there, then these viruses will come and attach and try to get. Because these antibodies are there, they bind to the and all the sites for binding cell are all made invalid. Next one, clean water have been the single most to control diseases. The most effective intervention to control diseases, cost benefit, like if you spend $1 on a vaccine, you will get $40 for every dollar. In the last, which is vaccines, I've saved near $1.5 trillion saved just by vaccination alone. So immunization currently it prevents 4 to 5 million every year. And there's another 1.5 million who can be saved because of various reasons, especially in war countries or countries which have a significant amount of fear against vaccination. So we are not able to save the life of 1.5 million. So when you say the UN adopted the Sustainable Development Goals in 2015, and their target was to reduce newborn mortality to as low as 12 per thousand, to reduce under-5 mortality to less than 25 per thousand births by 2030. So here in the slide, I'm showing like how vaccines are at left-hand measles. Before 2000, before the turn of the century, it used to be, this is data from the US where the cases were 530,000 cases. Now it's dropped 1,200, there's 99 reduction in all measles, mumps, rubella, smallpox, diphtheria, polio, by application of vaccine, significant reduction in the percentage. Then if most widespread vaccines around the world, this is again another figure where you can see tuberculosis, TPT, polio the is significantly high, and for meningitis 22%, for measles it's 9%, yellow it's 49%. So in slide, we are talking vaccines, I'll just you through the development stages. You need to understand, and the COVID-19 outbreak was there because our desire. People used to ask, like, when would vaccine come? So there are stages to vaccine development. First is the discovery phase, where you are trying to identify target within the vaccine can be normally takes 2 to 5 years. Okay, potential vaccines at the discovery phase. See, our country, we are not that in the discovery. We are more good in manufacturing at a low cost. Whereas discovery is most of the discovery come from either US or they, if you the number of filed by, like say China in 2019 filed 450,000 patents, whereas we in India filed only 23,000 patents. In the US, filed 300,000 patents. So the difference in terms of research between those countries and us. Then after the phase, you come to the preclinical stage, where preclinical stage you get potential vaccine candidate in animals. Various animal models which you could use. I mean, the models should actually mimic and what happens in a human being. So, for example, in COVID-19, we actually hamsters and rhesus macaques are all very, very similar profile to what happens in a human being. So that takes about 2 years. Then in clinical, we have phase 1 to phase 3. These phases, phase 1 is study safety, that would take years. Phase 2 take purely to determine the dose of the vaccine and also to determine efficacy of the vaccine. And then phase 3 is where you do in a very large population with people very disease, very health and to, because vaccines and medicines are only to help individuals. So you should make sure that vaccine is safe when it's administered throughout. Vaccines are normally given to the entire population of the country. So phase 3 trial with a large number of people will give you that kind of information. So COVID would take 10 years to develop a vaccine and it would cost to about $500 million. So Vaccine time for development, like say for example, typhoid. We knew that in 1890 itself, we knew what was typhoid. Then by the time a vaccine was launched, was in a safe vaccine was launched was in 1980, 1990. Similarly, meningitis was knew it in 1890, but then by the time the vaccine came, it was 1980. So I'm trying to what I'm trying to impress on you here is like historically it used to take us long periods of time to develop a vaccine, and as you can see in some cases it has been even more than 100 years. But if you just come to the slide on the right side where 19 vaccine from the time got to know the gene sequence January 2020, and in less than a year's time, two companies, Pfizer and Moderna, have been able to develop a vaccine for COVID-19. I mean, you would ask why earlier it used to take so long and such a vaccine has been developed in quick time. Whether are they taking any shortcuts? Are there any safety issues? But my answer is, definitely nobody wants to subject citizens to all these. The reason why we have been able to do it in time is one is technological advance which have over the years. Next is there has been huge amount of funding for COVID-19, more than any other disease for which was available earlier. The third is like it's a disease which has affected almost every country in the globe. There has been a very, very big race, scientific race to the first to develop a vaccine. It was more prestigious country to be a part of providing tools for controlling this disease. So now I've talked all the good things about vaccines. There are still quite a few countries and quite a few people who don't believe about the safety of the vaccine. So this slide shows some of the countries and the percentage of people who don't believe in vaccines that are safe. So you can see number one is France, 33% of the population don't think that vaccine is safe. The countries also are in this graph where, but as India is we are quite okay because the first. Hello. Okay, so vaccine in India, the smallpox vaccine arrived in May 18, and Dastal, 3-year-old child, got administered this vaccine. A compulsory vaccination act was passed because a lot of people wanted to take vaccine at that period of time. And in 1883, it showed that the cholera vaccine worked. Cholera was a very big problem at that time in Bengal. In 1887, Dr. Atkin developed the vaccine in India. In 1904, CRA Institute, Central Research Institute was set up in Kasoli. In 1907, Passion Institute was set up in Indore. And Passion, they used to produce this anti-rabies vaccine, which has replaced now with a much more safer vaccine. 1940, a lot of instances of tuberculosis. So the BC vaccine lab set up for in Chennai. In 1992, the small eradication program, the last reported was 1975. This expanded program of immunization, which 1978 addressed disease, tuberculosis, polio, typhoid. Then in 1985, that same program became IP and more vaccines were added to it. Technology mission on immunization, and as a result of India now is self-dependent for vaccines. In 1988, the World Assembly passed a resolution for polio eradication by 2000. As I said, through Rotary, initiatives were taken, and the last case time. So, vaccines, India's vaccination program, India healthcare is only 0.5% of GDP. This is very, very compared to say which is 17% and which is 11%. Even Vietnam is 5.92%, is 5.4%. consolation is we are better than Pakistan, which is only 3.2%. The largest birth cohort in the world, 6 million children are born every year. Even in China, it's only 15.8 million children. There is a direct relation between children's birth and vaccination. Most of the vaccines are at, when they are very young. So India's vaccination program, which is the largest organization in the world, a massive network to cover our country, driven by family welfare, of the funds by our own, we depend on other countries funding. We have cold chain distribution storage. We have a good AEFI. AEFI is advanced event. It's like administering in the universe event get reported. Country have we have been very successful in smallpox polio. Most of you surprised that 9 doses of vaccine are administered in 12 diseases the very first year of a child. So a lot of people who have been taking a vaccine are thinking that this is probably the first time they're taking a vaccine. The fact is, even though they turned one, they've already taken 19 doses of different vaccines. Between 1 to 2 years, another 4 doses of vaccine are given. So totally 23 doses of vaccine in 2 years of diseases like TB, polio, will be vaccinated starts from day 0 itself. Total cost procurement of this 90 doses of vaccine to the government is only 1,303 rupees. The US, you can buy one dose money. So good credit should go to vaccine manufacturers for keeping the price very, very low, which is very affordable for the government. See, every vaccine which is used in our country is set by the government in custody for use. So that way, every batch people can be assured it's safe. It's being actually out for use. Outside of the government, there are vaccines which are sold private retail markets such as HPV vaccine, hepatitis vaccine, influenza vaccine, typhoid vaccine, TB vaccine, pneumococcal vaccine. See, vaccine manufacturing in our country, I had earlier showed in the slides, there are a lot of government institutes which are set up. And today they are almost, on the and during that, there are a lot of other private manufacturers who have come up and extremely well. See, vaccine manufacturing involves huge capital investment. It's a highly regulated industry because it being a biological, it requires both and state approvals. And you need long lead time to before COVID, on an average for us to get a vaccine license for human vaccine used to take 5 years. Veterinary vaccine about 7 years. The veterinary vaccine takes much more than human because the authority who is licensing up, which is the controller, they need capabilities to access veterinary vaccine. So they send it to Ministry of Animal and Husbandry. So all the which happen exchanges between these takes and it takes long. See, currently very, very competition on the vaccine. Major buys the government, and every year they float 10, and then all participate in this, and it's very, very stiff in there. See, once and good, and as I already shown you, like, our PPE on sale is hard. Especially very good margins for exports as well. New companies who come in find it very difficult to compete in vaccines. India is considered vaccine manufacturer of the world. As I said, entire needs of the country, but vaccine is all in India. Plant like our IL is the largest plant for anti-vaccine in the world. In nearly 50 countries, we get about 400 crores from the world. Volume 60% of UNICEF. UNICEF actually procures vaccines for various developed countries like say Asia. So of all UNICEF comes from government, comes from manufacturers. Uh, we said government vaccinations are non-significant. We have tried several times, but they all dominated by labels. Most of them are in Hyderabad. There's intense production has kept the prices low, and the government benefited as a biggest strength is that it is not discovery of biggest cost of development. Clinical costs and always tendency and to keep the cost very low in it. Vaccine manufacturing requires high energy manpower. Indian vaccine manufacturers, we have collaborations with many institutes across the world. So before COVID-19, some of you may have forgotten now, we had what is called as SARS virus. Actually, the epidemic began Guangdong province in China in November 2000. The earliest symptoms in 16 November 2002, no definitive diagnosis was made. So again, in February and March 2003, there were major outbreaks in Hong Kong, Vietnam, Thailand, Canada. It was really a rare disease because one of the things with why COV, which started in 2002, vanished in 2004 is that had SARS-CoV became very, very sick. So that means P2, where people asymptomatic, people with symptoms, whereas P1, COV, people who had became very easy to isolate sick. The result of, if you see the slide, the mortality ratio also very high, 96%. So this, and after a period of time, then suddenly vanished. No cases reported since 2000. So we thought there was some virus came in which couldn't survive and just vanished. So then this part, SARS-CoV-2, the first infections. One of the things that I tell is, when SARS-CoV came and vanished, there was research done to understand why it vanished so quickly. What can be done to make stronger? I mean, all kinds of researches were being in that period of time. So, 2004, 2009, after a gap in years, when a lot of research was done on trying to understand how can virus longer, what virus to survive longer, not directly associating lab research to this outbreak for all purpose, just be a natural thing that has just from an animal into a human being. And then in 2019, we 41 cases which were found as early as first symptom December 2019, and it was COVID-19. Within January, human transmission was confirmed by WHO, and that time, a lot of people traveled from Wuhan, from China to the rest of the world. As a result, this became a pandemic. So again, possible theories of, as I said, an animal, it could be pangolin, it could be from the lab. So, though still struggling to find out the actual pinpoint of how being got. But I think more focus on that we have. How do we spend money trying to control it and getting it down, just going into theories of where it's from. This is the mode of transmission from SARS-CoV-2. Any individual, like it could go, if the particle is less than 50 it could just be airborne. Respiratory, it could be a door handle or on any surface, which when another susceptible and get it from there, or it could be from the toilet or the fecal. Now, how advantage is SARS-CoV-2. See, like one can transmit or what we call reproduction number, give it to one. COVID-19 here is mentioned as 4.9, but typically it could be 2 to 3 as the reproduction number. The SARS is the first CoV-1 to 5. MERS virus was there in Middle East is 8, and MERS virus is about. This is the virus and deaths quite the waves, as you may know that on one side is the daily cases are come August and just below daily deaths. You can see that there was a period of time where things suddenly it started week in December, and then come January, February, there was the end of the curve, and we all very happy at the end of it, and then it started April becoming good. So we had a lockdown and started to go. Now all the lockdowns are getting lifted. Don't know what would be the. This is the COVID worldwide in India. You see two pie diagrams. Total, you can see there are 3 countries alarmingly high, which USA and Brazil, and number of cases are all more than 1 million cases. Total deaths about 4 million. Whereas when you see the total deaths, you will find that India has much lesser deaths when you compare with Brazil or the USA. This is the virus. This is a very simple story. It has just see the red is just the material which is envelope, and then it the spike which is the thing you see. It's a very small virus, lipid layer, and that lipid layer is very susceptible to lines can this virus result in. So corona was corona's crown or and that spike because of the spike the yellow things on the outside. That is what the spike is. What the virus uses it to attach cells, because virus humans as they cannot, so they our cells reply to replicate. One cannot, it needs and it utilizes our cell to multiply. So how does it get into our people in SARS CoV? They identified the upper and the lower tract. We have what is called a ACE2 receptor, and protein that I had shown you. Most of the vaccine targets are again spike protein. So spike protein, the virus, it binds to ACE2 receptor, and then through that it gains into our cell. So if you make vaccine, if antibody produced like spike protein, then that will prevent attachment of virus to our cell. So this is the life cycle, very cycle. What it does is virus, it attaches to the cells, it gains into the cells, and our own cells, it multiplies and then assembles, and then it releases. So it comes as one out a cell. Immune mechanism, if you see virus into our, then when it multiplies and goes out, then these virus are by what we call as antigen presenting cells. What is this virus? They and then provided what is called as T helper cell. The T helper cells, then what they do, they just go, they release some chemical cytokines. With these cytokines, they activate B cells. The B, all part of the mechanism B cells actually start producing antibodies. Then some part of also help in retain memory, so that so this is like the body is. I said one thing is you need to have good memory of all having an opponent before. So you know what strength and weakness you can act immediately. So interesting question. Some more affected by than others. See, our system is supposed to protect us from invading. In COVID, actually, our overreaction may be to blame for severe. It is the people's immune response to the virus rather than the virus itself that determines the greater COVID-19. This way, depending on the immune cells communicate to each other in response to pathogen to secretion. As we talked about T cells and how they communicate to each other in the presence of pathogen. Sometimes they overreact, like in analogy for a pickpocket, whole village gangs up to beat the guy, and they create just analogy. I just want to say that our body sometimes overreacts to a particular and what cytokines, they just create a lot of inflammation and damage to the cells and organs. Or to be effective TK2, which is why just to control the cytokines, most of you would have heard that steroids are all COVID patients. Also, they use monoclonal antibodies also to reduce the hyperreaction that now. There are two things called interleukin 6 and colony stimulating factor. These are very, very high, especially for in older people or if they are very obese. Or to sometimes, as I said, there is a beautiful idea of our body to differentiate in what is our own within our body, what is foreign. Sometimes the differentiation is off and we start producing antibodies our own protein. Situation is very antiviral protein. So, but without because of some faulty genes, our own body starts producing against our own artificial interferon. So when the antibodies, so very, very interferon produced. Also, you may notice that women are less susceptible to COVID-19 than men. Initially, thought because Italy, there study where it was because Italians smoke a lot, men smoke a lot. That's why more susceptible. But then when they did a study comparing men in Spain, they found that because they're both are equal. So explain as to why was the reason for susceptibility of men. There is some evidence. There's a hormone called estrogen which may help premenopausal men against severe disease. Women are four times more likely to expire. Women are less susceptible to COVID-19, but the problem of are 4 times more to experience so again, various strategies here prevention and a lot of which were first COVID-19 infections. Then also a lot of vaccines. In vaccines, different types of vaccines. You have RNA vaccine, DNA vaccine, you have inactivated vaccine, live vaccine. Many different strategies. It's good because suppose if there are one or two strategies which are applied and if they don't work, then we are back to square one. So it's good that many companies want to develop different and adopt different strategies to address the problem. So if you see, as of now, there are totally 292 vaccine candidates under development in different 184 on preclinical and 108 on clinical. So if you are at COVID, Shield, Sputnik, there's many more likely to come. As I said, this is a communicable disease that spreads, and given population, it's a very big challenge for government of India. Given our patients, but still they have done a very good job. Some significant initiatives are like India was one of the first to impose restrictions to control it. Various guidelines are updated on a periodical basis based on scientific information was circulated to all closed down curfews, locked. I mean, though it was, had a very big bearing, but still designed to protect individuals from disease. Really appreciate. Excellent conversation about safe vaccine data for disease. A COVID app was created to monitor vaccination in the country. PD review emergency use authorization for vaccines, like we had Shield first, Covaxin, Sputnik. Now it's got their vaccine for emergency. May 2021, vaccine was open all above. Of course, the people claim that and deficiency and for a country of our size, 1 billion people, we have to vaccinate 90 crore is not a very task for any of the countries. So all vaccine costs are borne by the government. Advance payments to the manufacturer ensure supply. Supply again very big of oxygen goods. I think March, April, and had done well to ensure that the supplies were. COVID Raksha was in November 2020, 900 crores was made available all vaccine manufacturing to develop indigenous vaccine. Even our company, like we the crore grant of India for all our research. Economics, 10% of GDP was as you may know, when all the start December, January last 2020, importer of tea and net export. We do struggling on people and to take care of our people. The government gone and try to help a lot of other small countries as a dual gesture. This is a comparison of different vaccines available. You have the Pfizer, you have the Oxford, you have J, Corona, Sinopharm, Novavax. Interesting, each company is 25%, 7%. So actually, these are all numbers which make much meaning because I'm like any vaccine is okay circumstances. And why make much meaning? Because each of these trials are at different times. See, Pfizer did in last year was not COVID cases. It was very easy to have a control group and a vaccine group and then show 90% efficacy. Whereas when J came to do trials, that time Corona rampant. So that's why if you see their efficacy is a score 2%. So actually, the period when these trials were done, determined that it's not the one inferior or other superior. So, give us my is that anybody access to vaccine, please, whether it's Covaxin or Covishield. So, what did our do when we started in March 2020? Though we talked strategy was to develop a live deoptimization. So we tied up with university. We were all making a vaccine Zika with them. So we chose live because it's the technically most challenging. We have to create coronavirus. We have to coronavirus, but it is not effective. That means the construction of the virus, sure that it's not effective. This has taken us 1 year time. Now we have almost completed all animal studies. The results are very interesting. And the benefit of vaccine for India is we cannot be we can afford giving vaccine year or 6 months. Because our vaccine, one-shot vaccine will provide life immunity. Other thing is the live-integrated vaccine has, even if there are mutants or variants, our vaccine will be able to protect against most of the variants. So while we were taking time to develop vaccine, we also wanted something for our there was a shortage for Covax. So the government of India and NITI Aayog approached IAS if we could help them more Covax. Normally, Bharat and we are competitors. We didn't see eye to each other on any topic. But in the rest of the nation came together. So in 3 months, we had all the agreements and technology transfer was done, facility was repurposed, and we have now produced commenced our commercial production. Significant feat. So in the first phase, we'll give 3 million doses per month, and in phase we'll give another 7 a month. So this is the share of people vaccinated against COVID-19 countrywide. I would say, if you see Canada, Spain, they all like almost 60% and above had the second dose. Whereas you see India, it's less than 10%. So we have a long way to go in terms of getting 90 crore people who are targets for vaccination. But in all countries, you see who have been watching was England match in the UK yesterday. A lot of people in the grounds all have been vaccinated. They're happy to come and lead a whole life. But today, even they're all wearing. So I think as we increase the speed of vaccine, then we'll also get back to some level of. These are are always the mutation, the new variant, and whether the vaccine will protect that variant. So basically, variants are there is a variant of concern and there is a variant of high concerns. Variant of interest, there is mutation, there has been a reduced ability of the vaccine to protect, reduced ability. And then one degree, and that is a variant of concern, which like Alpha variant, B variant, the Delta variant, which is now talked about in India, and then you have the Gamma variant. So this is all where there are no severe diseases or hospitalization or deaths. That's become a variant of concern. So far, there has not been any variant of consequence. We need to adopt multi-pronged strategy control. We need rampant vaccination across all groups. At least 7% of the population should be vaccinated. Any herd all diagnosed and isolated positive report because you states you see high really mean that really high there and some other cases are. It all depends on the testing and the reporting. So mask washing, even after vaccination, avoid high areas where gather. Any amount of stress, reduce immunity. One thing we all understand that the whole world is going through this. It's not even isolation. They have active, adequate exercise. Seek reference for a vaccine, take whatever is available and to avoid unnecessary travel. All this, factors will vaccinate a significant population of the globe, at least 30% by of next, as WHO says, 30% strict vigil on identifying and containing any new virus. Interesting to know what happens when I get back to school. They've all been inside for a long time, so we are not sure what happens when they go back to school. The virus itself should mutate in any manner that the vaccines won't work. As WHO, it will end the world system. That means saying is it's not a choice. We decide that we want it. Because we have all, whether it be diagnostics, tests, or the vaccines. So we should just choose when this. The other view is the endpoint that we live with it. That will remain with us forever, and we will start to live with this. We are living with disease. So there's a section that takes the end in the Europe and by December this year. The Gates Foundation predicts the whole will end by December 2022. He learned in, there is no currency in anything. There is an uncertainty of existence. We as beings thought that, we rule the whole, and now it's such a volatile state that, there's another lesson I learned is disease, defect by race or defect by caste, defect by any gender.
I just came and leave. What if it's over here?
So, no, this particular painting has everything.
That your came out.
So, and okay, environment. See, always greed to make money, and we never care environment. All warming. Today we have encroached on where it is today. See, every other see Nilgiris, with the elephant or so. We learn to use environment and protect it. More and more pandemic nature are happening. Next is independence. We thought that we are so reliant, we just live ourselves, but now we have been reduced almost nothing. We realize that we have to depend on each other.
Yes, sir.
Remain vigilant in the sense just
Want to go?
we should not allow some nature to come. Should be enough and monitoring to ensure that don't lack another pandemic. We should take the of many always valued. A nurse who comes to these people have totally valued system either in terms of that we give. Taking this real the nurse is the people who come to clean or collect garbage. I mean, actually, like imagine people stay without coming to work, then lost much more lives. Now, there's a very important lesson for us as a country that we need to improve our medical infrastructure. The fact so many people ended up in hospitals without bed, with oxygen, that's a good thing. And sure, all would just by the government would be spent medical infrastructure. Always we should do more. We require a lot of people, very people who just overnight they develop some fever and they hospital and come back to the home. So I this key lesson that you should just keep what you require and give away that you don't. Active life every moment. We understand the importance of telehealth because most of doctors didn't want patients, so we had to call them and seek advice. So that as they go by, there will be more and more of it. And today, commerce is pretty big and will grow even further. We have life then to materialist things as a very important lesson to enjoy every moment rather than okay, I'll do it here. Because itself all lessons that we have this pandemic. And, so I just want to end with like saying that our human race survived the pandemic before this too come to an end. And all the interconnection between people and their environment. Any imbalance as greed will lead to further. His word, I thank Rotary giving an opportunity to briefly share my views on what we are facing now. And I mean, don't see any reason why it should not end this time. And I don't see why what conditions that are being in place will definitely make sure that we will see the brighter side of life soon. The photo where I said people and environment, I think that in Ambram or Alia, I don't know, but it's from somewhere in Pula. So, questions I will take.
Thank you, Stacey. Thank you very much, Dr. Anand. It was a wonderful presentation, and I hope all of us enjoyed it. We'll have a small open session. If anybody has anything to clear, you're most welcome, and then we'll go on to the vote of thanks. Thank you.
Thank you. Anand, it was really an I have a few questions. We are coming across who have been vaccinated against the virus again by virus. Is it a normal phenomenon which
Okay, on had the full vaccination, or they've had only one of the doses, and I just, I mean, this is something that I also had covered in my slide. That to a larger extent, certain number of genetics also play a role on how an individual responds to a vaccine.
So, is there any specific reason for that location? And
Yeah, see, historically, the vaccine plants, if you see, were all in hill stations. There are a couple of reasons for it. One is vaccines are most of the vaccines are proteins, and those days we didn't have any good level of refrigeration and all that. So the mountains, it was much more. Today vaccines have to be kept at 2 to 8 degrees. So the mountains had that climatic conditions. The other reason is that see, today we are actually wondering why did we keep this plant in Ooty, because you need to take all your goods up, make vaccine, and then bring it down to sell. So the other reason is when the Britishers started this, they wanted to do some trials on certain people who were like, especially who were in the army, who were working for them in the military or something, who were injured. So I think they were all in the mountains who were who were recovering in the mountains. And also because we are working with some pathogens, they didn't want to do it in a place where there are many people around, because those days you didn't have any good containment facilities to control any accidental release of organisms.
True.
So the mountains were an isolated place, so they wanted to do it there. So these are the reasons that I can think of.
Fantastic.
But, in today's world, it makes no sense to set up anything in the mountains, because if you're setting up there, there's a lot of issues related to getting goods up. If there is a landslide or whatever, then you're stuck. And anyway, you have to take things up to only bring it down. So it doesn't make any logistic sense to set up anything there.
Super.
Dr. Anand, sorry.
Sorry, Uncle. One more
Okay.
question.
Okay.
I'm sure you'll be needing the best of the human resource for your facilities. Across India, where do you find the good potential for a medical field like yours?
Yeah, see, we are located in Hyderabad, and there are 4 companies, vaccine companies alone in Hyderabad. We have Bharat, we have Biological Events, we have Shanta Biotech, and us. And Hyderabad, as you know, is a pharma capital of India, and see, you need a cluster, to attract good talent. It's always better to go to a place where there's a lot of activity. Like, say, if you want to start something in Bunny, it's better to go to Tirupur, because you have access to everything.
True. Thank you.
Dr. Anand, hello.
Yeah.
Sorry. Yeah, news is spreading that mixed vaccination is better now. Is it true, or?
I believe that it's okay.
It's okay, is it?
Yeah, it's okay.
Supposing the one-time vaccination comes, even it will be, good for the children also.
Yeah, I mean, see, because in vaccine, what we do is we go downwards from, like we do all the trials in the adults and then prove it's safe, and then we start going downwards. And then once we prove that it's all okay above 80, then we go downwards from there.
Or maybe a single time vaccination will be at the end of 2021 or?
Yeah, we are hoping that our vaccine will come in March, April of 2022.
Mr. Anand, today's paper, it came in today's paper that vaccine, first vaccine, Covaxin, first, second vaccine, Covishield, Mathi, அது மாதிரி இன்டர்சேஞ்ச் பண்ணி போட்டா it will be better அப்படின்னு சொல்லி போட்டிருந்தது. Is it true?
ஆக்சுவலா அது ப்ராப்ளம் இல்லை சார். ஏன்னா நாங்க வந்து we are familiar with the situation. ஏன்னா I've seen this multiple times before that it's okay to have different vaccines. I mean, I think the results also are showing that they're getting better response if you mix two different vaccines.
Efficacy is more னு போட்டிருக்காங்க.
எனக்கு more தெரியாது சார், but it won't be less, that much is for sure.
Okay. How about that single dose Johnson & Johnson is coming in, இல்லையா?
அது sir, that as I said, because they are having a very efficacy, they are showing only, I think, 68% or something.
Okay.
But as I said, it all depends on when the trials were done. So it is a licensed vaccine. It is being used in the US. So if it comes, they should use it.
What about your vaccine? Is it single dose or?
Yeah, single dose, sir. Single dose.
Okay.
Darian Alvar Sedupati wants to say something.
Yes, good evening, doctor. Earlier days, when Moderna and Pfizer were coming into the market, they were saying that that has to be preserved or stored at a temperature of around minus 50 degrees and minus 60 degrees. So wherein here we were thinking for a place like India, it may not be suitable. It's very difficult to store at that kind of a temperature. But now they are saying it can be stored at 5 degrees, 6 degrees like that. So now it looks like they are shifting the goalpost for entering the Indian market. Now, I mean, it may not be true, but the perception given.
Okay. You know? Yeah. See, what happens is that there was a very, very big urgency to get something. So that time, it was only thought about how something can save a life. Those other considerations like minus 70 or whether 2 to 8 were all not a part of that. And because mRNA vaccines generally are very, very unstable. That's why you need to keep it minus 70 or minus 20. Like Moderna is minus 20 and Pfizer is minus 70, I think. So initially when they said, I think they didn't pay many attention on some kind of a formulation development which should keep it at 2 to 8. But subsequently, I'm sure over a period of time, everybody knows that keeping it minus 70 or minus 20 is a very, very big hassle as far as supply chain is concerned. So I think after a period of time, they would have again, reformulated and developed something which can be stored at 2 to 8.
Well, that's a kind of an explanation we should expect from the manufacturers.
Yeah. No,
anyway, thanks.
That's the truth as well.
So I think it was a very good session. So let us move on to the vote of thanks. Secretary Rotarian Vivek.
Good evening, everyone. We have a few updates to be made. So today we went to the library. There was some work to be done. That was a small minor work that is updating the toilet facility there. So that work has been done for the library premises. We also visited the crematorium today. And there was a certain manpower HR issues that we have sorted it out at the crematorium. Then celebrations. This coming 13th of August, Rotarian PK Doreswamy is celebrating his birthday. And again, let's come to the coming to the vote of thanks. I really thank Dr. Anand Kumar for obliging to be our speaker for the day. Between his busy schedule, he has taken his time out and given us a very good understanding about the current COVID scenario, how vaccines are developed, at what place India stands in as far as vaccination is concerned. In fact, in certain slides, I could really correlate with what he said. Like, the amount of funding given by the government for COVID-related activities. Being a BIRAC applicant, I have seen the amount of funding that has been spent on the COVID development. So that's really great. Nice to hear all this information from you. And also, we are very proud of you, sir, because it's very nice to have the son of our soil from Pollachi to be heading such a very great company. Thank you so much for being here today and giving us information. Also thank our president or our treasurer and all the members of our club to be present here. I also thank all the guests who are attending today's meeting and listening to this wonderful session today. So we hope to meet again Dr. Anand Kumar sometime in the future, person in the hall, the Rotary Community Hall, and we can even have a better interaction in the future. Thanks all for coming. And we are also planning for a family get-together this month. If in the last week of this month, so the work, planning work is going on, and we'll be updating the information very shortly. Thank you, sir. Thank you so much for being here today.
Thank you all.
Thanks a lot. Thank you. Thank you. Goodbye.
Okay, sir. Have a nice day.
Meeting adjourned.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.